Peter and I are both big fans of the Scion FRS. We've done a ton of track testing in them, and we love how neutral handling they are, how driftable they are. They really are a ton of fun on the street and at the track where we are now. The biggest problem really is the stock tires just don't have enough grip. So we've put on these new Yokohama Advan Neova AD08Rs to see how much faster we can go. But before we turn on the lap timer and hit the track, let me just quickly run down some specs on these new AD08Rs. We opted for a 255/35/18 because the owner wanted to run just one set of wheels and tires for street and track. So these are a little bit taller than the stock tire, which will hurt gearing a bit, but not too badly. As for the compound itself, Yokohama claims it's the fastest street tire they've ever made. They've added carbon to the compound to make it grippier in the drive. You can also see it has these big chunky shoulder blocks for added cornering power and two center ribs for added high-speed stability. Okay, boys and girls, we are here at Toronto Motorsports Park, my home away from home. It's actually only about half an hour from where I live. And we are testing out the new Yokohama Advan Neova AD08R. So far, I gotta say, I'm very impressed by how much grip these yokes have. Oh my god, they really do feel almost like a full track tire. Very stiff sidewalls, so they give you an immediate turn in. And man, really good grip on the gas. We will find out how quick these are compared to the stock tires. We brought those along. So we're going to get you some data on the yokes first, and then we're going to swap on the stock tires, get you some data on those, see where we're at. Alright, I'm going to shut up for a minute here and try to do a fast lap. As you might expect, we saw much higher Gs in the corners with the Yokohamas than we did with the stock tires. That's not terribly surprising, but what is surprising is just how big those Gs really were on the AD08Rs. We pulled a max of 1.36 G in a couple of corners, and that's just a huge number on a street tire. Typically we only see about 1.4 G on our race tire, so to see a number close to that on a street tire is just mind-blowing. Looking at a traction circle for the fastest lap on each tire, where the red dots represent G-forces on the Yokohamas and the black dots represent G-forces on the stock tires, it's easy to see how the AD08Rs really expanded that circle, especially on the far right and left of the graph where cornering Gs are highest, but also in that transitional zone in the bottom right and left quadrants where I'm able to trail brake more effectively. Pretty clean lap there. 1:21.82. Wow, that's impressive. That's over a second faster than my best lap time in this exact same car on BFG Rival, which is considered pretty much the class-leading extreme performance summer tire. So, holy smokes, we just pumped that time hard, boys and girls. Through the magic of video editing, we will now swap the tires. Ta-da! Behold the awe-inspiring 215/45/17 stock wheel and tire package. They're actually a summer tire rated at 240 tread wear, which is surprising. Most people would have thought it's an all-season tire, but nevertheless, they're not very sticky. And to find out how bad they really are, let's go hit the track. Here we go, kids. Hot lap on stock Michelins. One of the more interesting things I noticed while testing the stock Michelins is just how quickly I was getting into ABS. There just isn't much grip on the brakes. On the Yokohamas, I never got into ABS, which shows you I really wasn't using all of their potential there. In the corners, the stock tires really didn't have much grip either. I was literally drifting everywhere. But in their defense, this car is sprung quite stiffly and lower grip tires just don't like that kind of setup. It's also worth noting that these tires are pretty narrow at a 215 section width, something I'm sure Toyota did on purpose to make the car really easy to drift at safe speeds. Alright, as you can probably see, I'm sunburned, I'm windburned, as you can probably hear, but we've got some great data on these new Yokohama Advan Neova AD08Rs, and I did a best lap time of a 1:21.8. On the Michelin stock tires, I did a best time of 1:25.5, which gives us a total improvement of 3.7 seconds. That is a massive improvement. To gain that kind of time with horsepower, man, you would have to supercharge or turbocharge this car, and even then you probably wouldn't get that much time. So I guess the moral of the story is, if you want to go faster, the best and cheapest way to do it is with a really good set of summer tires, and boy, these Yokohamas are fantastic.